spirit emblem. And there's this guy right here, Chained Ogre. You can attack him and get some damage off, but you need to avoid the perilous attacks. So perilous attacks are those red attacks. That red symbol comes up. It means they can't be blocked. Usually, if it's a sweep attack, you have to jump up on top of the boss. If it is a thrust attack, you have to use something called a Makiri counter, the skill we're saving up for. For this guy, it's just avoid. Avoid. You do not want to get caught in his perilous attack, which is two different variants of a grab. It will do a lot of damage to you. Without Kuro's charm, without Kuro's charm, I think it is an insta-kill. He has a lot of range. Firecrackers work well on him. You're mostly going to be doing thrust attacks. But you always want to stay at near full health. You don't want to get greedy with your attacks. Like I said, I recommend thrust attacks after he has already attacked. Whenever he kicks like this, only attack after he does a third kick. Sometimes he only kicks twice. It's best not to risk it. Always wait for a third kick. You can grapple on top of him. That's what that green symbol is. I know I'm talking about a lot of things fast. But that green symbol on top of him, that is an opportunity to grapple. It gives us no advantage at this current point, but it can be useful depending on your setup and how you've progressed in the game thus far. A big consideration of this boss, though, is if you notice, I'm only hugging one side of the steps, and that is the side nearest this wall, and it's because the other side is just a big fall, and he can tend to knock you off the map or throw you off the map if he grabs you. And the problem with that is when you fall off the map, it automatically does half damage to you. So if you're below half health, you will die by falling off the map. Otherwise, the game is very forgiving, and it is like, oh, well, with the way we designed it, maybe you didn't fall off. We'll just eliminate half your health. Well, if this guy hits you, and then you fall off, there's virtually no chance of you living. So you need to stay away from that area. As you can see, it's more a patience thing. Don't feel bad if this boss is difficult for you. This is always one of the more difficult bosses for me early game. Just because I get greedy. Or I stop being careful, or he catches me in a bad spot. Ooh, he almost had me there. Almost had me there. Oh, I thought he had me there. He should have. Game robbed itself. Doing enough damage will stun him, like if you do it quickly enough. I think the second phase is easier. He has a lot of attacks that you can punish. See, we got a stun. It's only for a second though, so just get an extra hit or two and then bounce. But if you notice, this is a boss that we're playing very much into just doing vitality damage. We're not trying to build up that posture meter because it's not going to build up any more quickly than his health will deplete. And we're not using our hunter tools unless we need to. No real reason for it, but I can only have one usage of it. Every time I use firecrackers, it's going to take 2 spirit emblems. And since I only have 3, I just have so few uses of firecrackers anyways. You know what? We'll finish him with them. So that's what the firecrackers do. They stun him. And then we're able to get a kill on him. Nicely done. Nicely done. This guy over here, he can use thrust attacks. You can either use the skill Makiri counter to beat him, or you can just wait for an opening and just relentlessly attack. The only issue with relentlessly attacking is he does have the ability to back up, and he can back up far enough to where you'll do an attack, miss, and then he might thrust attack you. There's a gourd seed up here, so we already have 2 out of the 9. Already have 2 out of the 9. We're not going to this area yet. We're going this way. I don't recommend you do this. Let me be clear. I don't recommend you do this until later in the game, if you do it at all. However, we are going to do it. We grapple over this way, and you'll notice there's nowhere for us to grapple. Sometimes this game makes you pay attention to some difficult areas. So right here, you notice that discoloration. That means that we need to try and ledge hang there. So what you actually have to do is jump and then ledge hang whenever the option shows up. It's more of a feeling than anything, but don't be afraid if you fall. Just make sure you heal to over half health so that in case you fall again, you won't die. But anyways, we're going to go down here. Crouch. And we're actually here at a boss. This is called the Headless. It's a copycat boss. There's like 5 of them in the game. We are not going to fight him right now. We don't have the tools or the equipment to really have a chance. Just with the kind of enemy he is. But to kill this type of enemy, you just jump up and you'll automatically have a death blow option. We're here where I want to be, which is Senpal Temple. You unfortunately can't go anywhere else in the temple right now, but we're here to ring this bell. So this bell is the demon bell. It increases items and makes better loot appear. So it's called the Sinister Burden, but it's really useful for getting a lot of upgrade materials and whatnot. You notice we have the Bell Demon icon now next to our health bar. It does make the game a little bit harder, but honestly, with Kuro's Charm not being here, it makes very little difference. That's why I like combining these runs. Before this playthrough, in order so that I could like have the option to go no Kuro's Charm, I did a no death run through this game. Again, it was easier because I had Kuro's Charm, but I made it a Demon Bell run like I'm doing now. We actually need to go this way and jump up here. By jumping up here, we can jump this way. So this is where we came from. We're gonna go this way now, to the left, because by doing so, we will end up back to where the ogre was. We're going to be surrounded by poisonous lizards. Venomous, maybe? I don't know. But we can get a divine grass and open this door that was locked. Divine grass is a really useful... item. It basically Divine Grass. It's like a healing item. It heals you completely and it gets rid of any status issues you have. All right. Let's continue. You're going to want to go over here. There's a lot of enemies in this area, but by killing this guy, you're killing the guy that alerts all the other enemies to your presence. Now, if you notice, we still haven't rested since the Ogre fight. I recommend that you rest. There's still a healing gourd we need to attach. Or a gourd seed we need to make into a healing gourd. That we haven't done yet. But I would recommend that you guys do that. I'm just going ahead with what I'm doing here. And I'm just kind of waiting for there to be a decent opening. The reason you want to knock out these troops is there is a boss. You can see he's kind of semi-aggroed at the moment. We're going to take out this guy with the gun. And then we'll knock out this guy too. Take a pellet. Oh. Was not locked on. But we can take this guy out now. This guy should be no problem. And I believe that only leaves 2 troopers left. So one of them is this gunner. And the other will be that soldier. The cloaked guy. So we'll have to see if we can potentially get a backstab on him or something. I don't believe we can. We can jump up. Oh, it's not gonna let us ledge grab. That's kind of dumb. Alright, so he's sneaking this way, so we should be able to get some kind of death blow on him before he aggroes. So a lot of this game is just being strategic and like sometimes going in stealth mode, sometimes not. And being the aggressor. I don't know what this dude's problem is at the moment. He's like, alright, he turned around. You have to move in quickly and you can get a free death blow. So this is another general. So similar to the fight we had before, but he's got a couple of new moves. We have a lot of spirit emblems now, so firecrackers will do us well. But it's mostly just the thrust technique still. I'm kind of changing it up just to speed things along. And more for the fact that I don't respect this boss. So notice you can really build up pressure quickly. And I'm blocking so that my posture gauge resets. Again, I highly recommend for you, use the thrust strategy. I'm just kind of keeping this interesting to show you that it is possible to fight him straight up. Even with me like letting him reset his posture, Oh, I didn't time my my deflections right there. But he's dead now. Easy does it. He's out of the way. Not a problem. Now we can drop down here. And it's at this point that I'm gonna get Makiri counter. And I'm going to go back to the dilapidated temple. Let's talk to Emma. Give a gourd seed. And then we pray to the Buddha. We'll be back to Ashina. But for right now, we're going back 3 years ago, and we're here at Harada Estate. And that's where we'll lead off next time. Thanks for watching.